All right, friends, what you are looking at right now on your screen is page 431 from lesson 19. We're going to draw scaled graphs today. And so again, scaled graphs can be done in two different ways. A picture graph or a bar graph, both we've seen. We're going to go a little deeper today. We're going to talk about Nan. And so let's go ahead and read together. Here we go. Nan keeps track of how many minutes she practices the guitar each day. She wants to draw a graph using the data shown. Here is her data. How can Nan show the data in a graph? So again, let's take a closer look to the right, friends. So this is Nan, and she's writing down, you can see here on a piece of scratch paper, right? She's writing down how many minutes each school day she's practicing guitar. So you can see in her notes, right? On Monday, 5 minutes. Tuesday was 30 minutes. Wednesday is 15 minutes. Thursday, 25 minutes. Friday, 20 minutes. So again, this is just her scratch paper. She took some notes, right? But now she's done. And now she's saying, I need to show this data now. How am I going to represent this data? What am I going to do? I need to draw a scaled graph. But the big question is, which kind? Picture graph or bar graph? Or both? Or both. Let's take a picture graph first. Let us take a picture graph first. So down at the bottom of our page, where you can start taking some notes here, the first one is going to be, of course, a picture graph. We're going to start with a picture graph, and we're going to go over the parts of this picture graph. And here's mine. We're going to talk about it. This is mine, and we're going to talk about it. So you can see when I drew my picture graph, I entitled it, "The Time Nan Practices Guitar." Because friends, if I were to, for example, draw a graph, and I did this, right? And there was no title, guess what? You're not going to know what you're reading. You're going to see days of the week in circles, and you're going to be like, what? What am I looking at right now? It's like the title of a book. You need to know what this is about. So that's where the title comes in, friends. It's like, oh, got it. Okay. Time Nan Practices Guitar. Great. So what I've done on my picture graph is I've taken the information from Nan's notes. So I thought, oh, okay, Nan took notes every day. So I'm going to represent every day. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Did I guess at that? No. That's what Nan did. So that's what I'm going to do. Great. And then she wrote down her minutes. So that's what I'm going to do too, but I'm going to represent it in pictures. But I can't do that until I give you a key, right? I need to describe to you how I'm displaying those minutes. So I did my key in red, so it's easy to see on paper. So my key is every circle is going to be equal to 5 minutes. Every circle is going to be equal to 5 minutes. Why 5 minutes? Why did I pick 5 minutes? The reason I picked 5 minutes, friends, is because when I look back at Nan's notes, I can see that her minute increments, they're multiples of 5. And that's where multiplication facts come in, friends. I can see that they're multiples of 5. So 5 minutes makes sense. So 5 minutes it is. So now I drew my graph here, my picture. I titled it. I labeled it. I gave it a key. Now I'm ready to represent her data. I'm going to take it a day at a time. Day at a time. Monday. How many minutes on Monday? 5 minutes according to Nan's notes. She gets a circle here because that circle is 5 minutes. No, I'm all done with Monday. Now I get to go to Tuesday. Tuesday, she practiced for 30 minutes according to her notes. So the key says 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. All done with Tuesday. Now I go to Wednesday. Wednesday, according to Nan's notes, 15 minutes. So 5, 10, 15. Great. Now I get to move to Thursday. On Thursday, according to Nan's notes, she practiced 25 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Great. And Friday, we're going to call that today. How much did she practice today? According to Nan's notes, 20 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, and 20. And that is a completed picture graph. That is a completed picture graph. So again, why a scale? Why a scale? Because as the numbers get larger, it would be very, very difficult to do everything in ones, friends. So let's take a look at it Tuesday, for example. If the scale was just 1, this picture graph would go on and on and on and on and on and on. If we had numbers in the hundreds, and you will in the upper grades, it's just not practical to do everything by 1, friends. We have to, what we call, scale it down. We give it a scale to make it more manageable. But there is also a second way that we can represent this data. We've done the picture graph, but now I want you to take a look at a bar graph. Let's take a look at a bar graph. And my bar graph for the same data is below. Here's my bar graph, here. So not being distracted by this picture graph for a minute. So here is the bar graph. And you can see, again, I've made another rectangle here, right? And again, I've titled it, same thing, the time Nan practices guitar, right? Over here on the left, same days of the week, that hasn't changed either. Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. And then down here, of course, here's the scale. 5, 10, 15, 20, again, increments of 5, friends. Same as the key for the picture graph. So if I were to relate this scale down here to the picture graph above here, what could I do to help my brain so that I remember I'm representing the same data? I could say, oh, that 5, okay, so that's like a circle, right? It's the same as up here. That's the scale. Again, friends, the bigger idea is that we're representing the same data, just in a slightly different way. So let's take it back to Monday, for example. According to Nan's notes, she practiced for 5 minutes. So where does my bar go? To, of course, 5 minutes. On Tuesday, according to Nan's notes, she practiced for 30 minutes. Where does my bar go? All the way out to 30 minutes. On Wednesday, according to Nan's notes, she practiced for 15 minutes. Where does my bar go? To 15 minutes. And then on Thursday, according to Nan's notes, it was 25 minutes of practice. My bar goes to 25 minutes. And today, Friday, Nan says that she practiced 20 minutes. And so 20 minutes is where the bar stops. So again, friends, you can see that in the picture graph and in the bar graph, the information being represented or shown doesn't change. One is in pictures, one is in bars. But both represent Nan's notes, just in two different ways. All right? I'm going to give you just a moment to finish up these notes before we proceed to page 432 and discuss that too. Okay, again, what you are seeing on your screen right now is page 432, where my purple pen is pointing back up at the top. Again, this is Nan and her practicing guitar and the notes that she's taking as she's practicing. And then we're all done. Now she needs to represent the data that she's collected. There are different ways that we could picture this as well, friends. So the green picture right here towards the middle of the page, it's saying that you can use a number line to help you choose a scale. And of course, the scale on the picture and the bar, we're talking about how do we select these numbers? How do we select this key? A number line is going to help you make that choice. Okay, here we go. It says the number line below has a scale of 5. The points on the number line show the number of minutes Nan practices on the different days. So you can see this number line has a scale of 5. How do we know that? Take a look at the numbers on the line. Increments of 5. Of course, 0, 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, and 40, which represents a scale of 5. Her practice points are in blue on the line. They have been what we call plotted on this number line for each day of her practice. And looking down below, a slightly different way to scale this particular data, the number line below has a scale of 10. The points on the number line show the number of minutes Nan practices on the different days. Now, the important piece here is that some points fall between the scale numbers, right? You can see, again, the scale of starting at 0, 10, 20, 30, 40, increments of 10, or a scale of 10. However, for example, when we look at Monday, Nan only practiced 5 minutes. And we know that that 5 is between 0 and 10. Even though the number 5 doesn't show, we know that it falls in between. We know on Wednesday, for example, she practiced 15 minutes. We know that that's between 10 and 20. So that plot is here at 15. And sometimes, friends, you will see scales where you will have to plot in between because the number isn't explicitly shown on the scale. Another way to look at this as we model through it, you can use the scale or key and multiplication to help you. So let's try that. Multiply to find the scale numbers to write on a bar graph, or how many symbols to draw on a picture graph using a scale of 5. So we can see that 1 times 5 is 5, right? You can see it's color-coded, which I love. So 1 would be the symbol, how many you would need. The 5 would be the scale number. Then you could see the 2 here being how many symbols you would need, and the 10 being the scale number. And you can do that all the way through. The blue represents the symbols. The 10 or the red would represent the scale number. And if I show you back where we were on the bar graph, for example, that's exactly what you're going to see here. Multiples of 5, all the way through. So when taking a look at page 433, up at the top where it says connected, it says you're going to use the problem from the previous page to help you draw a bar graph and a picture graph. Again, this is what the goal is. This is the goal, friends. All right? So on question number 1, it is saying, how do you use the scale numbers to help you draw the bars on the bar graph? How do you use the scale numbers to help you draw the bars on a bar graph? So the simple answer here is they show how long to make a bar to show the data. They show how long to make a bar to show the data. Now on question number 2, it is saying to complete Nan's bar graph. So this will be a review from page 431. It says to write the title on the graph. Write the title on the graph. So again, the title, time, Nan, practices guitar. And so I can put a little check mark because I know I've done that one. Awesome. On B, write the 2 labels for the graph. The 2 labels for the graph. So you might have to turn your page or your binder just a little bit because here we need to write, of course, day. That's one label. And then here, Down at the bottom, it says number of minutes. The number of minutes. Those are my labels. The day and the number of minutes. Awesome. All done with that. Then it says complete the scale numbers. Again, our scale down here, starting at 0, I can see that it is increments of 5. 0, 5, 10, 15, and it's going to be 20, 25, and 30. Excellent. I can go, doop, all done. And then it says I need to draw the remaining bars. Okay. So Monday and Tuesday are done for me, right? And Wednesday, we said that Nan practiced 15 minutes. So 5, 10, 15, right? And then on Thursday, Nan practiced 25 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And then on Friday, today, she practiced 20 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20. Excellent. And so that bar graph is done. And then I give myself a little smiley face because they make me happy. I'm all done. And now we're going to use, again, the same data, and now we're going to create a picture graph. A picture graph this time. So again, write the same title as the bar graph because we are representing the same data. So again, it is time, Nan practices guitar. Great. All done with that. Choose a symbol to use. And so I, again, do my little circle, right? So awesome. Create a key based on the scale. So my little circle, that's going to stand for 5 minutes. Great. All done. Draw the symbols for each day. So again, starting with Monday, 5 minutes. Tuesday, 30 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Wednesday was 15 minutes. 5, 10, 15. Thursday, we said 25 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. And today, Friday, it was 20 minutes. 5, 10, 15, 20. And that, friends, is our picture graph. And then I can give myself a check mark and another little smiley face. Everything you see here, friends, everything that you see here that we've just done was also the very first page that we reviewed. Again, the same data. Okay. I'm going to give you just another few seconds to finish this up, and then we're going to come back together briefly.